So I just finished watching the very first episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds on Paramount Plus, and I had to talk about it with somebody. You guys fit the bill, so here we are. Now, this is going to be a completely 100% non-spoiler review, so if you haven't seen it yet, feel free. I'll give you my opinions, and then you can go forth and make an opinion of your own. Now, if anybody knows me, you know I'm a huge Star Trek fan. In fact, growing up on Star Trek is why I am the huge sci-fi geek that I am today. I grew up in the 80s, rewatching over and over and over again all the reruns for the original series, all the movies that were coming out. I saw them opening weekend. Wrath of Khan, Search for Spock, Voyage Home, Final Frontier, Undiscovered Country. Then 1986, The Next Generation comes along. Love it. Still one of the greatest shows to ever grace a television screen to this day. Then, of course, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, another one of my favorites. Enterprise, it was great. We even got some Next Generation movies, which while a couple of them had their issues, two of them, I think, are fantastic movies. First Contact is one of the greatest sci-fi movies, and certainly Star Trek movies of all time, in my opinion. And even though it was new and Gene Roddenberry was gone, they felt like they belonged to that Gene Roddenberry universe. They felt like there was hope built into those movies. Hope for the future of humanity, just like the original series, and Next Generation, and Deep Space Nine, and all the rest. They were great movies. Then we kind of lost Trek for a few years, and then we got a new trilogy, the Kelvin timeline, the Justin Lin movies. We got Star Trek Into Darkness, Star Trek Beyond. Did they have their issues? Yes, but did they feel like they belonged with the other movies and television shows? Did they feel like they drew inspiration for Gene Roddenberry's hope for the future of humanity? Yes, they did. They were bright, they were colorful, they were hopeful movies. They were great. I loved them. I really, really did, even though they weren't perfect. Then once again, we lost Star Trek for a little while, until CBS All Access, now Paramount Plus, decided to bring it back with Star Trek Discovery. And then they gave us Star Trek Discovery Season 1. And it was fine. It was a good sci-fi show, a dark, hopeless sci-fi show that I appreciate. I mean, hey, I love BSG as much as the next guy. I like my dark sci-fi. But Discovery Season 1 didn't feel like Star Trek outside of a few design details. And let's not even talk about the Klingons. But it was okay. It just didn't feel like something that was inspired by Gene Roddenberry. But then we got Star Trek Discovery Season 2, and we got introduced to the Enterprise, to Captain Pike, Spock, Number One, and hope came back. In fact, in one season of Star Trek Discovery, even surprising myself, Captain Pike, as played by Anson Mount, became my favorite Starfleet captain. And I'm a huge Kirk fan, growing up on Kirk. But somehow, whether it was through the writing, the acting of Anson Mount, or some combination thereof, they brought back hope. Gene Roddenberry-style hope for the future of humanity that I hadn't seen in a while, and certainly wasn't present in Discovery Season 1. But then, that went away. We got Discovery Season 3, now Season 4, and we went right back to what we had with the first season, which was no hope, dark sci-fi. And then, not even as good of a story as the first season of Discovery. So they've been pretty meh at best. And then, of course, there's Star Trek Picard, also on Paramount Plus, which is okay. I enjoy having some of these characters back, but again, where is the hope? Where is the love for what Gene Roddenberry helped inspire? It's just not there. And that's a problem for me when I'm watching something called Star Trek. But now we get to Star Trek Strange New Worlds, the new show from Paramount Plus, and I walk into it with mild expectations. I mean, certainly my expectations are up because I enjoyed Pike and Number One and Spock so much from Discovery Season 2, but this is also a newer Star Trek show given to us by Paramount Plus, so my expectations are somewhere in the middle. And quite honestly, I was blown away. This is Star Trek. I mean, look, I can't sit here and tell you that this series is going to be good. I've only seen one episode, and how many shows have come out with a banger of a first episode, a great pilot, and then just gone off the rails after that and fell into whatever trash they end up becoming. Certainly, it has happened to many shows over the years, specifically with sci-fi shows. But this first episode gave me hope. I felt like this belonged under the umbrella of Gene Roddenberry's Star Trek. Pike is still, even though he's dealing with some of the repercussions from things that happened in Discovery Season 2, and that certainly is a plot point for this first episode, he still brought hope to the show, to his crew, and to me. Watching, enjoying, feeling like I'm watching something that Gene Roddenberry helped create. So there you go. It's not that I can promise you this show will be good. I have no idea, but I certainly have a lot more hope for it after watching the first episode. And I certainly can pass on to you that if you miss Old Trek, the original series, Next Generation, Wrath of Khan, Voyager, Deep Space Nine, whatever it is, give this show at least the first episode a chance, and you might just be pleasantly surprised.